Have you ever paused to truly consider the nature of time? Is it an unyielding river, flowing independently of our existence, or merely a construct of our minds, a sophisticated illusion woven by consciousness? This profound question has captivated the greatest minds across millennia, inviting us to peer into the very fabric of reality and our place within it. The universe, in its grand cosmic dance, seems to whisper of an inherent temporal order. Physics, our most rigorous attempt to understand reality, often treats time not as an optional accessory but as a fundamental dimension. It suggests a reality where time is as tangible as space itself. Modern physics describes time as the fourth dimension, inextricably linked with space in the continuum of spacetime. While many fundamental physical laws are time-symmetric, meaning they work equally well forwards or backward, the universe we inhabit clearly moves in one direction. This unidirectional flow is often attributed to entropy, the universal tendency towards increasing disorder. Consider a dropped glass shattering into countless pieces. The reverse process, the pieces spontaneously reassembling, never occurs. This irreversible progression from order to disorder defines a cosmic arrow of time. It suggests an intrinsic directionality to existence, independent of any observer. This arrow points towards an undeniable objective reality of time. Our understanding of the universe is built upon the bedrock of cause and effect. Every event, from the smallest quantum fluctuation to the grandest galactic collision, appears to be a consequence of preceding events. This sequential relationship, where one action inevitably leads to another, fundamentally relies on a temporal order. Without a real objective progression of time, the very concept of causality would crumble. How could one event cause another if there were no before and after? This intricate web of cause and effect strongly implies a temporal structure that exists independently of our perception, guiding the unfolding of all phenomena. Albert Einstein's theories of relativity revolutionized our understanding of time, revealing it to be far more fluid and dynamic than previously imagined. Time, he showed, is not absolute but relative, its passage influenced by gravity and velocity. This phenomenon, known as time dilation, is not a philosophical abstraction but a measurable physical reality. Atomic clocks flown on airplanes or placed in strong gravitational fields demonstrably tick at different rates. This empirical evidence suggests that time is not merely a mental construct, but a physical property of the universe, capable of being stretched and compressed. It is a dimension that can be warped, much like space itself. The universe itself is a testament to the reality of time. Cosmological observations confirm that the universe is not static, but is continuously expanding, a process that has been unfolding for billions of years. This cosmic evolution, from the Big Bang to the formation of stars, galaxies, and eventually life, is inherently a temporal journey. The universe's history, its birth, growth, and eventual fate are all defined by the passage of time. This grand narrative of cosmic change suggests that time is an integral, undeniable component of the universe's very existence. It is the medium through which all cosmic drama plays out. While physics presents compelling arguments for time's objective reality, our lived experience often paints a different picture. Perhaps time, as we intimately know and feel it, is less a universal constant and more a sophisticated narrative crafted by our own consciousness. Could our perception be the ultimate architect of time? Our personal experience of time is notoriously fluid and deeply subjective. A minute spent in joyful anticipation can feel fleeting, while the same minute endured in boredom can stretch into an eternity. This elasticity of perceived time is a common human experience, highlighting the profound influence of our internal states. Our emotions, attention, memories, and even our age profoundly shape how we experience the passage of moments. This highly variable and personal experience suggests that our internal clock is not merely reflecting an external, objective reality. Instead, it actively constructs and interprets the flow of events, making time a deeply personal phenomenon. The way we conceptualize and articulate time is deeply embedded in our language and cultural frameworks. We meticulously divide time into arbitrary units: seconds, minutes, hours, days, and years. These divisions, while universally adopted in many societies, are ultimately human inventions, designed to organize and manage our lives. Different cultures even perceive and describe time in fundamentally distinct ways. Some indigenous languages, for instance, lack direct equivalents for past, present, and future, instead focusing on the completion or incompletion of actions. This cultural variability suggests that our understanding of time is not a universal given, but a learned and culturally shaped construct. Many ancient philosophical and spiritual traditions, particularly those originating in the East, challenge the linear, progressive view of time. Concepts like timelessness or the eternal present are central to practices like Buddhism and Hinduism. These philosophies often argue that our attachment to a linear progression of past, present, and future is an illusion. They suggest that true reality, or enlightenment, involves transcending this linear perception and experiencing an ever-present now. From this perspective, the relentless march of time is a mental construct, a veil that obscures a deeper, more fundamental, and timeless reality. It invites us to question the very nature of our temporal imprisonment. Some interpretations of modern physics, notably the block universe theory, also known as eternalism, offer a radical perspective that aligns with the idea of time as a construct. This theory posits that all moments in time, past, present, and future, exist simultaneously, laid out like points on a four-dimensional landscape. In this view, time is not flowing or passing. Instead, it is a static dimension, much like spatial dimensions, along which events are simply arranged. Our subjective experience of time passing and the feeling of moving from one moment to the next is then seen as a limitation of our consciousness, a perceptual trick. We are simply experiencing different slices of this eternal block, one after another. The profound tension between these two perspectives, time as an objective reality and time as a human construct, invites us to a deeper contemplation. Perhaps the truth is not an either-or proposition, but a complex interplay, a grand synthesis where both views hold a piece of the ultimate puzzle. Could time be both real and constructed depending on the lens through which we observe it? It is entirely plausible that time, as described by the fundamental laws of physics, is indeed an objective dimension of the universe. The universe's expansion, the arrow of entropy, and the measurable effects of time dilation all point to an inherent temporal structure. This objective time might exist independently of any conscious observer, a silent backdrop to all existence. However, our experience of this objective reality is undeniably filtered and shaped by our consciousness, our biology, and our cultural conditioning. Our subjective perception, our linear narrative of past, present, and future, and our emotional responses to its passage are very much human constructs. We don't just observe time, we actively participate in its creation within our minds. Perhaps our linear perception of time is an emergent property of consciousness itself. Just as complex patterns can emerge from simple rules, our intricate experience of sequential moments might arise from the interaction of our brains with a more fundamental, possibly timeless reality. Our minds might be translating a deeper, non-linear reality into a digestible, sequential narrative. This perspective suggests that while a fundamental temporal dimension might exist, the way we perceive and interact with it is a uniquely human invention. We are not merely passive recipients of time, we are active participants in its subjective manifestation. Our consciousness acts as a projector, casting a linear story onto a potentially timeless screen. Ultimately, the answer to whether time is real or a human construct may hinge on how we define real itself. If real implies existence independent of human perception, then the physical dimension of time, as described by relativity, certainly qualifies. It affects matter and energy, and its effects are measurable. However, if real refers to our direct lived experience, then our perception of time, with its subjective elasticity and cultural variations, is undeniably a construct. It is a framework our minds build to navigate and make sense of the world. The question then becomes, Which real are we truly seeking to understand? This profound inquiry into the nature of time is not merely an academic exercise. It touches upon the very essence of our existence, our mortality, and our understanding of the cosmos. It challenges us to look beyond the ticking clock and consider the deeper currents at play. How does your personal understanding of time shape your decisions, your aspirations, and your fears? What would it truly mean to live in a world where the past, present, and future were equally real, or where only the eternal now existed? Can we, through introspection or altered states of consciousness, transcend our ingrained linear perception and glimpse a more timeless reality? This journey into the nature of time is an invitation to profound self-reflection. It asks us to question the most fundamental assumptions about our reality. We encourage you to delve deeper, to read, to discuss, and most importantly, to contemplate. Share your thoughts, your experiences, and your own philosophical musings. Let this discussion be a catalyst for a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe you inhabit. The clock is ticking, or perhaps it isn't. What do you believe?